What's up? It's your boy Kevin to turn on this motherfucking YouTube shit. Wow, what the fuck?
What's up? It's your boy Kevin to turn on YouTube shit. Hey man, say man, we are Let's man, turn. Tell you to motherfucking day. Show hitting outside. Big crib in the gang. Show hitting outside shit, man. Free Palestine, free Congo, Russia, do your thing, and Texas, stand the fuck up. Each day is a new day, be a better version of yourself. Never let somebody bring you down, always fight back. Never let somebody tell you you are, but also never put yourself in a position you don't belong. Let's stay humble, let's get on the revolution. On the movement, keep y'all way first. Come on, choose Black Hebrews, like it's real Jew, we out here. Alright. Boom. Today, it's a motherfucking day. Show hitting outside. Big crib in the gang. Show hitting outside shit, man. Alright, gang. This shit is wild in the bitch. You know what I'm saying? We spoke on this situation on a 4-part collab video about what's been going on in these mysterious, it kind of is, but it was like horrific kind of murders. And one of the people that's been going crazy was Karmelo Anthony. You know what I'm saying? Took out this white dude, man. That was for bullying. He gets set free for a $250K bond, which is originally $1 million. Now y'all know I'm with Karmelo because Karmelo was self-defense. The people was bullies. But we got the videos of what's going on. If people don't remember what it is, we gonna bring y'all mind back to it. This shit is getting wild, bro. I tell y'all people, man, don't bully people and think shit won't happen just because you think you're bigger or you're stronger or you're racist. Y'all ass will get clipped. You know what I'm saying? Move smart around this motherfucking world. Let's get into it. Shout out to Fox 4. So, Karmelo Anthony got released on bond.
Within the past hour, 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony has been released from the Collin County Jail after posting bond. A judge reduced his bond this morning from $1 million to $250,000. He's facing a murder charge after police say he stabbed another teenager, Austin Metcalf, while at a track meet at a Frisco high school. Stephen Dial is in McKinney with more. Stephen.
Karmelo Anthony left the Collin County Jail in a suit but had nothing to say to the reporters before he got into that vehicle. The district court judge says that she looked at all the factors in this case, him not having a criminal history, and that led to her making her decision to reduce his bond. 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony was silent after bonding out of the Collin County Jail and being placed on house arrest.
How is this self-defense?
2 days after the family of Austin Metcalf buried their son, they were at the Collin County Courthouse for a bond reduction hearing Monday. Karmelo Anthony is accused of stabbing and killing Metcalf at a Frisco track meet earlier this month. The case has quickly become national news, drawing a lot of attention, resulting in threats and increased security at the courthouse.
Threats and, talk of race war and all kinds of insanity isn't good for, obviously, the Anthony family. It's not good for the Metcalf family.
Cameras were not allowed inside the courtroom, but we did capture the Anthony family arriving. His father, Andrew, testified in the hearing. District Court Judge Angela Tucker said that she's never gotten this volume of calls and had to have this level of security in the courtroom in her 13 years on the bench. Court documents say Anthony stabbed Metcalf during a fight. When an officer arrived, court documents say Anthony told the officer, "I was protecting myself." Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis spoke after the hearing.
The judge has made the call, and so what's important is what's next, and it's our job to be level-headed, to be fact-based, and to follow the truth wherever it leads.
Anthony's father testified he's taking a leave from work because of the incident, and his wife is a stay-at-home mother with 3 other children. During the hearing, the prosecution brought up the fact that more than $400,000 have been raised for the Anthony family, saying a reduction is not needed because they have the funds. A big question in this case will be, why did Anthony bring a weapon to a high school stadium? It's a question that was asked of his attorney.
That's an understandable question, but it's not something that, frankly, we're prepared to even go into.
So that's his
Now, in the
attorney?
opening statement to the media from that interview that you just heard, he led with talking about self-defense. Again, the court documents mention self-defense. We'll have to wait and see how that defense will be made in court when things pan out. Now, according to the judge, the terms of the bond are house arrest and ankle monitor. She told him to stay off social media, and he has to personally call her bailiff every Friday morning, not his parents, but him. And there's a list of other things that is set, and if he violates that, he'll return to the Collin County Jail.
All right, Stephen.
Shout out to Fox 26 Houston, man. Karmelo released on $250,000.
Welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We're continuing our coverage on a deadly stabbing case out of Frisco, Texas. The case has made national headlines and stirred up racial division around the relationship between the victim and the suspect. My next guest has tonight's update.
And joining us on The Factor Uncensored, we have with us former prosecutor and criminal defense attorney Yessir King-Bala. And what we're seeing now is a reduction in the bond of Karmelo Anthony and the killing of Austin Metcalf in a community just north of Houston. And it's been a major controversy. People have taken sides, black versus white. Just strange and very sad that it has come down to this. But there was a reduction in his bond, Karmelo Anthony, the 17-year-old black kid accused of killing the 17-year-old white kid. Tell us what the bond has gone from and to and your thoughts about it.
Yeah, the bond was reduced from $1 million to $250,000. And given the circumstances of that case, it's definitely an appropriate reduction. For an individual as young as Mr. Anthony is, 17, my understanding is no substantial or, if any, prior criminal history.
Goofy ass.
He certainly has significant ties
Big
to
ass
the community.
bully. Racist
That
ass
being
bully.
said, he doesn't.
That was sweet. That hunting shit. Yeah, you just gonna hunt, bitch.
He should be able to make his court appearances. On top of that, they have to demonstrate, given the lack of history, that he's not going to be a continuing harm to the community. Those are all of the factors that.
And they say he'll save somebody. It's gonna be some shit y'all gonna see.
Is his guilt.
This is wild,
so
man.
when you look at a bond amount as high as $1 million, it almost presumes him to be guilty. And certainly, we've heard through various outlets that there is a self-defense claim that's being raised, and he's entitled to raise that defense. And so while he's raising that defense, the court needs to give him an opportunity to be able to bond out, which will make it a lot more better for him in terms of preparing for his upcoming trial.
Now, we know there has been a racial divide in this case with the suspect being black, the victim being white. Was there a rush to judgment when this bond was initially set at $1 million? Well, did the public play a role in the judge deciding that or the magistrate deciding that?
Well, I certainly never want to get into the mind of a judge. Different judges have different criteria in terms of how they would like to establish a bond amount. It is a murder case, and we do typically see
250 balls pretty nice
cases,
though.
bonds tend to be substantially higher compared to other alleged crimes. And it's also one that garnered a lot of public media attention. And certainly judges who, in Texas anyways, have to be elected.
They were trying to hold with the 1 million. That's a fact.
To make sure that they're not looking, especially in a conservative
Who you think gonna have $1
state such as
million?
Texas, that they're not looking,
Even if you do get donated, you want to get up to the
so
system.
sometimes that does influence a judge's decision to increase a bond amount, although it shouldn't. But if we were to be frank, that human element, that political element does certainly play a factor in these decisions.
Will this be a tough trial on both the criminal defense side and the prosecution side because the community is so torn about it, the country is torn about it, and because there's that racial element? Is that a tough case to handle?
Yeah, I believe so. I've tried cases where there have been for once, 2 different cases I can think of where someone shot an unarmed individual and we claimed self-defense and we did it successfully. There's certainly room for a self-defense claim to be made, even when the individual, the aggressor, is unarmed. That being said, as you mentioned, there are some racial tension that comes from this case. And as a defense attorney, you want to be mindful of that. You want to be mindful of what type of juror would be unfair. And so I think on both sides, there's going to be a lot of what's called strike for cause in the jury pool. When you say you're striking a juror member for cause, you're saying that that jury member cannot be fair or impartial. And so those jurors are removed. And then what's left are the ones that are typically going to be left on your jury pool. Mr. Karmelo Anthony is an African-American young male. And so if I'm his defense attorney, I'm certainly interested in making sure that he's tried by his peers of having other African-Americans on that jury pool of those 12, because we may not get a not guilty, but I can at least hope for a hung juror that if I can get some people that think like my client, that can see it from my client's perspective, that that juror can stand tall in that deliberation room and stick to a not guilty vote.
Got it. And of course, the 17-year-old has been given the opportunity to be placed on house arrest instead of being locked up as well. Attorney Bayoji Kingwala, criminal defense attorney in Houston, we appreciate your time here on The Factor Uncensored tonight. Thank you, sir.
Hey, man, shout out to Karmelo Anthony. The dude, if y'all know, we was talking about him last time. He got into this altercation with this white dude, and the white dude was being racist, and he tried to put his hands and feet on him, his white brother, 2 of them. Well, I heard he got set free.
Time to be a Karmelo Anthony fan. As the family inches towards $500,000 in donations, you can now buy a Justice for Karmelo t-shirt that isn't even formatted correctly. But whatever, wear it with pride. Throughout this story, the family has been mostly silent. Mostly. I found Karmelo's Facebook page, which links to the 10 people this minion let be his friends. To prove how obviously real this is, here's Drew Anthony with pictures of better times. We have from Keng Shakur Hayes. Okay, I'm tired of seeing my nephew all over social media and all these opinionated think pieces of what y'all think happened. Stop saying stuff about his parents because they are there constantly for him and have always taught him right from wrong. My family is close-knit, and we know what really happened. Now, King Shakur here claims to be his uncle, so we can assume that Kevin Hayes is his cousin. Now, this is the most interesting post because it seems to lay out a defense of Karmelo on what happened that day. Enough with the misinformation, let's talk about facts. It's normal for students from different schools to gather under another school's tent. Karmelo had friends there. He wasn't trespassing or looking for trouble. 2, the claim that one of the twins had never seen Karmelo before? A blatant lie. 3, no student has the right to remove another student from a school-owned tent. The school owns the tent, not the twins. 4, Karmelo is a track athlete. The twins are not. He wasn't even expecting to see them there. Now here's what they don't want you to know. The twins didn't just ask him to leave. They tried to jump him. Before attacking him, they tried to take his belongings, broke his phone, and stomped on it. The twins are known bullies. So ask yourself, if 2 200-pound attackers came at your child, what would you expect them to do? And yet, despite everything, the media is trying to destroy Karmelo's name. They keep posting a picture of him with an airsoft gun, not even a real firearm, to manipulate public perception. Why? Because they want to paint him as a criminal instead of a victim. Let's talk about who Karmelo really is. A respectful, well-mannered young man. A 4.0 student with multiple college offers. A kid with 0 criminal history, not even a blemish. A son raised in a loving home by parents who taught him right from wrong. A life was lost, and that is tragic. But what's also tragic is the way the media is twisting the story to fit their own agenda. Karmelo defended himself against violent aggressors. This is not a crime. Do not let the media race bait you. Do not let them manipulate the facts. Justice will prevail. Now, if you're wondering how Karmelo was able to raise $500,000, here is your answer. These are the claims. This is probably what they're going to claim in court. Will there be evidence of this? We will have to see. Kevin Hayes, who feels very passionately about this case, says he's always been a young man of strong character, the oldest of his siblings, and the leader among his many cousins. Karmelo naturally carries the weight of responsibility with pride. He's that yes ma'am, no sir kind of kid, respectful, polite, and grounded. Anyone who's ever crossed paths with him will tell you the same. He is a good soul. Attached to this are some videos of Karmelo.
I'm gonna have to lock in, I swear. Hey, bro,
There's a post from a woman named Rayon Carter with this newspaper headline, "Bystanders Save Child from Drowning in Pool." You may have heard that Karmelo in 2021 saved a child from drowning.
Oh, shit.
This is the child's mother. Yeah, it's real this way. Forever standing with Karmelo because my son could have been dead and he saved him out that pool. He really is my hero. Kevin Hayes reposted this post from Rayon Carter and added, "While we honor Karmelo's bravery, we also mourn the loss of Austin Metcalf. Our hearts are heavy. We grieve with his family. We hold them close in prayer, in respect, and in love. No words will ever be enough, but our condolences are deep and sincere." In another post, Hayes says, "This young man embodies integrity, loyalty, and heart. And just like he stood by Gino, the kid who almost drowned, when it mattered most, we're standing by him now." We will have to see what develops in this case. There are claims and rumors of video from that day, and that video will very easily prove whether these claims here are true. And this will be key, because if they are, that changes the conversation. But all we can do now is speculate and wait for evidence to come forth and for the trial to happen.
So this is part of the video that we watched, but it was like 4 videos we had put together. So we're going to try to watch this video so y'all can sum it up of what happened and why it happened.
School in Frisco will remember a student stabbed to death at a track meet.
The victim's father says his son died in the arms of his twin brother.
High school community gathered tonight in grief after the stabbing death of a teenager at a track meet.
Another teenager, a student at Frisco Centennial, is now charged with the murder.
He was going to turn out to be a great individual and impact this world with positivity. Track.
Yeah.
He was doing everything right. I was so proud.
Boys were his strength. Now kids are free. It's his faith that's keeping him strong.
Yeah. Wasn't so sweet when they were damn bullies and trying to pick on niggas.
As his body was cold, I ran my fingers through his hair. I told him it's not goodbye. It's see you later. I'll join you at some point too, son. You just beat me to this place.
I feel like if I was talking to my grandmother about this situation, may she rest in peace, she'd quote, "That boy done lost his everlasting mind." Looking back at my experience in high school, it's a time when most of us feel like we grown, but in actuality, we not. If you played sports and you was the star, 9 times out of 10, you was the man in high school. In fact, most of us know this already. In high school, you got this thing called popularity. Now, I'll let you guys let me know how you feel about popularity. But what comes with that is habits at a very early age. For the ones that was popular, it seems it comes with a sense of entitlement that can, believe it or not, turn into a negative in your life later on down the line. And not all, but for some of the ones who was quote-unquote not popular, they can develop habits like jealousy and envy. And we all know, if that's not rectified at a very early age, that can hinder you from success later on down the line as well. And in this story, you got some people coming out saying this is a clear sign of jealousy, envy. But on the other hand, you have some people who say this was a young kid who lost his life after feeling entitled. Now, I'm not here to let you guys know how I feel, but I am here to present the facts and see what you guys believe this was at the conclusion. So before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I won't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. Fam, today we talk about 2 high school students. Both play football. In fact, they both play the same position, a linebacker, but one stand out more than the other. One of the students have D2 offers, which is still great. Look at people like Uncle Shannon Sharp, who went to Savannah State, which is a D2 college. Bananas an NFL Hall of Famer. But the other have a little more upside. He's the MVP on his team and captain. In fact, he have D1 offers with the chance to reach new heights he can only dream of. But after a nice day on the first week of April, at just 17 years old. Both teenagers' lives would be cut short over a seat. Fam, today we go to Frisco, Texas, where a high school student is facing murder after Frisco police say he fatally stabbed a student during a confrontation at a high school track meet. The incident took place April 2nd, 2025 on Wednesday at QY Kendall Stadium at around 10 a.m. The victim was identified as Austin Metcalf. He had a twin brother. He was considered the oldest by 4 minutes. Austin was a junior at Memorial High School in Frisco, Texas. He was a linebacker for the football team. He was recently named MVP. He had a part-time job at Halo's Pizzeria. On the second day of April in 2025, Austin and his twin brother, Hunter Metcalf, decided to support the high school track team, which was at the stadium about 30 miles north of Dallas. Now, when the twins got to the stadium, they was looking for a tent that was meant for all high school students that went to Memorial High School. Now, when they got there, they noticed a kid who go by the name of Karmelo Anthony with the cage sitting in the section, but he didn't go to Memorial High School. Karmelo went to Frisco Centennial High School, and according to Karmelo Anthony's ex account, he have a handful of scholarships from D2 schools. Now, as Karmelo was sitting under the tent that was intended for Memorial High School, he was approached by the twins when Austin Metcalf allegedly told Karmelo to get up out of his seat. But according to Hunter, who was Austin's twin brother, Karmelo allegedly responded, quoting, "Touch me and see what happened," end quote. But here's where things get tricky, fam. According to Hunter, his twin brother Austin had grabbed Karmelo's book bag shortly after Karmelo had stabbed him. But according to Karmelo, Austin put his hands on him, then he stabbed him. Now, unfortunately, after, Austin had lost his life in the hands of his twin brother after being transported to a local hospital. May he rest in peace. A love of condolences to his family. Now, at the time, Karmelo had left a knife on the scene and tried to run away. But he was apprehended shortly after and confessing, not allegedly, I stabbed him, but it was self-defense.
Kid was mad. My son is not here anymore, and I don't understand it.
Yeah, it sounds so good when your people are the ones trying to fuck over people. It sounds good when your kids try to fuck over people, man.
I don't know. I got a phone call from Hunter. He was screaming that Austin had been stabbed. I was at work, and so I drove. I work in Grapevine, so I drove up to the hospital straight away. I actually beat the ambulance there. I saw them to have him come out. He was on a lot of machines, and it didn't take long for them to come in to say that he had passed. So, I'm not sure, senseless act of a boy that was in the wrong tent, and my son doing the right thing
by the fuck on
telling that boy that
your son can't just tell people to move
where he was, and
what the fuck he thought this was?
Doesn't make any sense.
Why people out there got authority over people? Y'all don't.
Just because the kid was mad, my son is not here anymore, and I don't understand
it. You know why? Bitch, that son,
Tell me what do you know about your boy? He was the most amazing kid. Oh, so smart. He had college football. Guys looking at him to play in college. His goal was to play in college. He just wanted to play football. His life was going to the gym and working out and being a leader on his football team. And he just had such ambitions and a drive that it's hard to find in a kid. And he's just such a good spirit. And so many kids loved him. And his brothers lost his best friend.
River, bitch.
They're twins,
right? Your son thought he was running Mr. Billy Badass.
They are the
got his ass clipped down. Now y'all thinking like, oh shit,
so
we should have taught our son more about not being racist and respect, bitch.
Alone now because he had a brother that was with him the whole time, and now he's
stop being
racist. Have to do it alone, and
teach your kids fucking respect.
I really am.
Bitch.
Hunter with Austin. He was.
Dummy.
They made him go away when they were doing CPR on him. But he was there when he was stabbed, and he was holding, I guess, the wound to keep it from. He was trying to save his brother. But I think he said he saw when he took his last breath and before the CPR came back in. So for what I heard, he was unresponsive for 5 minutes. They were able to revive him a little, but I think it was too little too late.
What can the community do for your family?
They need to support the kids,
at the school. Austin was loved by so many people. They just
Man, he was a bully,
that
bitch.
there's other people out there for them and not against them.
He was a bully.
And Frisco Memorial has got a football
Bullies
program.
get bullied, bitch. When you're real, when you ain't gonna let no bully try to bully you.
We want everybody to know that it's a family and they're there together. So, but just to put your arms wrap around and support. This is Hunter. Did you want to talk to him?
That big ass bully. Yeah. It's funny game when y'all trying to fuck with somebody. That's not so funny game.
Who knows he's a great kid. Just one mistake from that dude, and this took my brother. He didn't deserve it. No one deserves a loss.
Your big ass up, bitch.
I used to family members all the time. But I just didn't know it was gonna be mine. So
Sounds you gonna bully the wrong. You bully the wrong nigga.
My whole life, but if y'all could just like
playing with niggas.
Not y'all. Sorry. Just like thank y'all for just comforting us, and like the Frisco area has been comforting my family and me. And I just really appreciate everything that everyone's done.
Little weak ass up, bitch.
It's really hard loss.
Soft chin ass bitch.
We're gonna get through.
Fat back, belly pig, pork faced ass bitch.
I mean, our relationship is really the tightest I've ever seen in somebody, like between two human beings. I mean, we did everything together. Clean the dishes.
All right, never forget to the real people family.
Together, sports.
Shout out to Dallas Ford. Fox 4. Let's get to this shit, man.
I want to start off this press
This is family. I think this might be before he got released.
No. A deep note that I can tell America. What we seen at the beginning of this press conference, the father being at this press conference, these are my words. Don't quote anybody. Is a disrespect to the dignity of his son. Next Generation Action Network from the beginning has respected the loss of life. No matter our opinion of it, we have kept our opinion close. We have not attacked. We have not shared the information that was shared with us about Austin Metcalf, because we respect the dignity of life and loss.
Yeah, Austin Metcalf got clipped.
As a minister, I would not attack a grieving family, even if I disagree with them. When I have stood before this podium for people who have died at the hands of law enforcement, I have asked for that same manner of respect. And even when the shoe is on the other foot, I will not do that. And all I'm going to say, so it don't be asked later, is that was disrespectful and just shows you all the character. Who is not invited, he knows that it's inappropriate to be near this family. But he did it. And so I say to people, actions speak louder than words. Okay? What he has failed into is the political operatives that want to make this thing a political thing of hate, yet bigotry, and yet racism. We have conservative
so Karmelo Anthony walks free on bond. Damn,
about this case. It is outright disrespectful. We haven't been doing it. The Next Generation Action Network has been here, popular and unpopular. So regardless of what going on, that was disrespectful. Disrespectful. And I will leave it to y'all to define it. But of course we want to. Y'all, I'm Minister Dominique Alexander. I serve as the president of the Next Generation Action Network. Today I come before you with a heavy heart, but determined in spirit, not just as an advocate, but as a black man, as a father, as a protector, in community, in children. There are 4 critical points I must address today, and I want to make sure that the public and the media and everyone who believes in truth and justice. First, the misinformation about the fund. From the very beginning, there was an intentional disinformation surrounding the fund created in the support of the Anthony family. The Karmelo Anthony Fund, hosted by Give, Send, Go. Let's be clear. The family has not received one dime. Any of the media could have verified this. But we saw on Twitter, we saw on Facebook, and so many different things of the false, lavish life of this family. $800,000 home, purchase Escalade, and private security. Let me make this very clear. The Next Generation Action Network has always had this security detail.
When you get them funds, you try to do the right thing to get these motherfuckers out the paint so you can get your people back.
We have our own security detail. One of the individuals that escorted Karmelo Anthony out of jail is here present with us now. They are a part of the Next Generation Action Network security team. The family hasn't hired any private contractors or whatever, or splurged or whatever. But if they have the audacity to spend money for their safety and security, that's their prerogative.
They got to at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? What's the point of fighting for your son and motherfucker y'all get killed?
And just until recently, just yesterday, they were officially notified by Give, Send, Go that they could start the withdrawal process. But if anybody know about this process, they know that that takes about 2 to 3 days to withdraw from that and actually hit any account. But this blatant propaganda wasn't just about the fund. It was to discourage the public.
I heard they raised almost $500K. That's a bag, bitch. But you know, to support their family and shit, and because you know his son bond was like almost $1 million.
Everybody in the media and these
the son bond was almost $1 million.
I never heard before could have did the same thing. When I first called Give, Send, Go, they gave me every information that I needed. Okay? So that's what I'm going to say on regards to that. Let me make this very clear. This family never authorized a single fund on the GoFundMe platform. All of the funds that were raised on the GoFundMe were all fraud.
Damn, bitch. The fuck? That hoe fell down like a block of Legos, bitch.
All of the funds that was raised on that platform were fraud. Okay? The family was the first to report these funds. One of the funds we identified raised up to $11,000.
I was doing like people doing fake funds
that stated
that
GoFundMe took everything down regarding
get some wolves and motherfucking sharks out here,
that was
bitch.
at the request of the families and their supporters. This family never tried to create an account on GoFundMe. The Next Generation Action Network is very well aware of the company's policy regarding raising funds for legal defense. Okay? Since this tragedy unfolded, the Anthony family has been subject to unimaginable amount of hate, racism, threats to their safety. People have sat outside their house, sent objects delivered to their door, publicly harassed, online and in person. This is not just about Karmelo. It's about the family who dared to stand and demand justice, and in return and receive ugliness that racism in this country still breeds. But let me say this loud and clear. We are not scared. We are not moving. We will not be silent. What I've always said as the president of the Next Generation Action Network, we will never ask the oppressor for permission to liberate our people.
That's a fact. You gotta take it, bitch.
We will not ask for permission to stand up for
you
the
ask, but
rights
you ain't gonna never
of our
see.
children. The Next Generation Action Network has stood on both sides of the fence in ensuring that justice is served. Now, getting to the information that the Next Generation Action Network wanted to share with the public today. And I will go ahead and pass it over to the mother and once I make this statement, okay? All right. There's two more final. For the last week and a half, the Next Generation Action Network has engaged in communications with Frisco ISD to ensure that Karmelo Anthony's due process is not violated. We know that in the state of Texas, there are things that are discretionary things and decisions by the leadership of Frisco ISD, right? There are clear guidance in the state and education code regarding expulsion of a student. We have asked
this shit happened in Texas,
several
bitch.
times. We didn't just rush. We have had these conversations over the last several days. And we have stated that it is just outright wrong to get involved in this. Karmelo Anthony doesn't have to walk. He doesn't have to involve in any senior activities. But Karmelo Anthony is a 3.7 GPA student. And if he doesn't even go to class for the remainder of the year, he would graduate.
Damn.
Okay? We've asked that Frisco do not make a decision in this situation. But Frisco ISD has notified of their intent to expel Karmelo Anthony from school 1 month before his high school graduation. That just shows me that Frisco ISD
That's another lawsuit here,
is trying to push off the blame. And what I have not heard the media say, as many media outlets have asked us what went on, I'm trying to find how many of y'all have asked the superintendent or one single board of trustee, why didn't you cancel or postpone? With weather in that magnitude, you couldn't have a track meet in rain or thunderstorm or clouds. Y'all are the media. Ask your journalists, your weather journalists, how the weather was that day and that time. Y'all do that research.
Oh, so it's raining?
Because as a person who is the administrator of your children, you are responsible for the safety of the children. And so it seems as if Frisco ISD is trying to push this off.
But that's what they do, you know what I'm saying? They try to get as much money as they can out of you, but they don't want to help
the
you.
Next Generation Action Network,
If something happens, you know what I'm saying? They try to collect the check.
Will be going
They want their check to stop.
different avenues regarding to ensure that we fight for the rights of Karmelo Anthony. Okay? So in the next coming days, we will be announcing to the public. We will do direct action outside of Frisco ISD administration office because this is outright wrong. You are getting involved in a process that even the legal process has asked us to respect. And we're asking you to do that same thing you do not have to get involved in this situation. But it seems that even with us going and meeting or having conversations, they have made their mind up. And we want to make sure that the records, that we talk truth to power in regards. I wanted to lay this out to ensure, because of the sensitivity of this case, there are so many moving factors that I have to explain so that this family does not have to explain. Let me say this about the 4th, and let me repeat this so that you guys can go to the Frisco Police Department. The reason why the family or me or anybody with direct knowledge of this cannot talk about the particulars of what happened in that tent, I know you know this is all law, is because if anybody tell you there was an adult near or inside or whatever,
it's gonna mess up their whole.
This current investigation.
It was just accident shit.
Everybody.
Because the teacher knew shit was that bully.
At this point of our knowledge are minors. In the state of Texas, you know we cannot release or talk about minors. So stop asking us the question. Stop. It's no. We can't even do it if we wanted to. Okay? We can't talk about it. So don't ask. There is a court of law that will express everything, will lay out everything. We can't talk about it if we wanted to. Okay? So make it clear. Go back, confirm with Frisco Police Department. Go back, confirm with the district attorney. Even in the bond hearing, you didn't see a single thing said about people that was indirect. They're minors. Okay? So stop. The social media, stop. I haven't saw not one person single-handedly get this right in the public. They're minors, y'all. Just stop. We can't. Don't send another inquiry to NGAN inbox. Do this, all of that. That's the reason why we felt like it was important to do this press conference today. We can't talk about it. So if you ask me, I'm just going to look at you. Okay? So I'm telling the world, everybody know the state law. I'm not creating it. We can't talk about it. This family can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. Nobody. Unless you want to be sued. You release one of those 16-year-olds or 15-year-olds and 17-year-olds' name, the law of this land tells you what was going to happen to you. Okay? So don't ask that question. Finally, in regards to this judge, I do not know Judge Angela Tucker. I've never met her, never known her, never been nowhere near her court. Don't know anything about her until we were notified that she was going to hear the writ. But the ugly attacks on her just shows Black America that no matter what you pick in the ballot box, and that is your constitutional right, it's people out here reminding us of the Black struggle in America. This woman is a registered Republican, has been for years. She put herself through school, she raised her family, she did everything. I'm a registered Democrat, proud. I'm the chair of the Dallas County Democrat Resolutions Committee. I don't know that woman. And to call her leftist is just downright disrespectful. The bond that was given is according to law and consistency with practice. If Aaron Dean can get a $300,000 bond when he killed Tatiana Jefferson, Karmelo Anthony can get a $250,000. If Amber Geiger can get a $200,000 bond when she kills Botham Judd in his own home, he can get a 200.
I don't know if you bring up other people's murders, but this murder is gonna be like any type of, you know what I'm saying? Because some of these murders probably gruesome as fuck.
He kills Jordan Edwards. All white officers. Why couldn't Karmelo Anthony
Why else you do be killing our black
a child, no background, no criminal background, no endangerment to the community, none
and get
whatsoever,
scot
be
free
placed on a ELM and brought home? Please help me understand. Make this make sense. It's consistency. It's consistent with practice. After this, y'all, so that we'll know, this will be our final press conference until this trial. We will not speak to the media again after this, okay? Don't ask for comment, question, or whatever it is. The actions that the Next Generation Action Network take on Frisco ISD will be separate from the legal process because we want to make sure that Karmelo Anthony's due process, this is going to be a jury case. And then let me make this very clear. This is a case that has not even been indicted. So, under the guise of Texas law, it's not even really proceeding to a trial yet because it has not even went through a grand jury to be indicted. We don't know if a grand jury will indict or not. We don't know. That's in the district attorney's hands. Okay? And their legal team is preparing a packet for those things. And we will not be talking about the legal process regarding this case. Okay? So after today, I just want the media to know, and I want the public to know. I don't care what you say about me. I've been in this thing for 11 years. I am tried, tested, and proven. I'm going to just say, I'm from Oak Cliff. Worser things have been said about me, baby. You ain't got to inbox me. You ain't got to tell me. I am the first person to tell my testimony. I don't have to prove anything to nobody. I am a proven testimony standing here that God, even when you make mistakes, God is not finished with your story. I'm going to bring this mother, Kayla Hayes, and it has taken her a lot of strength, y'all, to come and do this today. And I want you guys to respect her as she read this and giving her the respect that she deserves, y'all.
Good afternoon. My name is Kayla Hayes. I am the mother of Karmelo Anthony. 3 years ago, my family moved to North Texas searching for a better life. Like so many other families, we wanted to give our children the future we did not have. My husband worked hard every single day to provide for us, to make sure we're in the best financial position possible. As a stay-at-home mom, I made it my life's mission to ensure our children are loved, nurtured, and supported every step of the way. In wake of this tragic incident, our family has been under attack. Whatever you think what happened between Karmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about. The lies and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week, has been overwhelming. The lies and their amplification put my family in danger, as well as everyone in our community, everyone involved in the investigation, from the police, the attorneys, and the court staff. Our address and my husband's previous employer's address has been put on all social media platforms. My husband had to take a leave of absence because he's afraid what may happen to our family. His mental health is deteriorating day by day. We have endured death threats. My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom because she's fearful of what may happen to her. And let me be clear, the claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false. We have not received a single dime from the Give, Send, Go fundraiser. And the co-founder has stated that clearly. In reality, we were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds. And it still takes several days to receive those funds once a request is made. I don't know why we are being targeted and discriminated against before a fair trial. Our son deserves the same rights under the law that everyone is afforded to. He's been raised in a two-parent home with structure, stability, love, and we put God first in everything that we do. We believe in the Constitution, we believe in the laws of this state, but those laws must apply to all of us, not just some of us. To be clear, when I speak publicly about specific details of what happened under the tent on that rainy and awful day, there's an active investigation that everyone involved wants to be full and fair. We believe in legal process, and that is where the truth will come out. To the family who experienced the loss, my heart truly goes out to you. To those who have supported my family, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We ask for your continued support, patience, and prayers as we navigate this difficult process. Thank you.
Y'all, I'm going to show something of a post. You come for me, I come for you. Sarah Fields. Never heard of this one. This is the kind of despicable things that led to the father being here. Political operatives motivating this family with hate. Karmelo Anthony posted on something that shows, posted here. These are the type of lies that are threatening this family. Posting the family's picture. These are the type of lies. She's getting millions of views on this. Sarah, she's even came after me. She's even said all of those things. And now that the public knows exactly what is going on, I ask, because these racist bigots tried to prevent us from standing up for our baby, our boy, he should be afforded the same rights that Cal Rittenhouse had.
That's why we gotta speak on this shit, man.
Daniel Penna, and all
all this fake ass racist shit, nigga. Tired of y'all pussy ass crackers that get sweet, bitch. Fuck y'all.
He should be afforded the same right. Nobody in the public media has one video camera, but we got the video of Cal Rittenhouse.
Not 1800, bitch.
AK-47 shooting 3 people in the back. We got that. And he raised more than $2 million publicly, and nobody says anything. So, since they tried to come for us, I call for the community's overwhelming support for this fund. The disinformation that was put out was literally deliberate to prevent you from helping this family. And I want you to give overwhelming support to show them The community united can never be divided. And I'm going to say this again, and this is for everybody. Black people in America, while the current occupant sits at 1600 Pennsylvania, black people in America don't have to pull the race card. It's what we live as a reality every day. It's what we have to teach our children. We don't want to, but we have to. We don't like to, but if we want to sleep at night, we got to. I ain't pulling no race card. I live it. I'm reminded all the time that I'm a black man in America.
Fact.
And what y'all just showed to Judge Tucker is just reminded that hate and bigotry and racial reconciliation in this country, we have respected the process. I believe that Austin Metcalf is about to have his funeral. And I wouldn't dare, even with the information I know, and plenty people can share that and all that, but we have prevented from speaking about that in these type of public forums. It will come out. They have a more than well-capable attorney, and this family will go through a process of being able to get prepared for this trial. So I just say this real quick. This is our final time speaking to public and holding a press conference regarding this particular case. Now, the Next Generation Action Network will talk about Frisco ISD, but we will not do this. I will not ask this mother to do this again. The attorney will not. We won't do this again. Don't ask. We will see you at trial. Whatever venue that is, we will see you there. I stand 10 toes down.
And this is why
supporting this family.
This is why we gotta fight every day.
All of the community leaders and people that I've seen that came here today, bishops and pastors and clergy, community leaders with respectability in this community. I see them today, and I want to thank them for their presence, because this family needs strength right now.
Alright, back. So y'all see that Karmelo Anthony, man, and his family really been speaking that real. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bruh, when these motherfuckers started crying, oh, whoa, it's still, whoa, it's well, where. But we on some, hey, they trying to threaten our life. He was protecting himself. You know what I'm saying? This kid helped save people. You know, he had no priors. If he did, motherfucker protected himself. It was raining. Motherfucker wanted niggas to go outside in the rain. Like, these motherfucker racist ass motherfuckers always want to cry wolf when the shit happens. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers think they don't keep on playing these little, poor as me, they white in this. No, bitch. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think that y'all can fuck with motherfuckers and bully motherfuckers. And this shit happened in Texas. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bruh, we ain't going for that shit. I told motherfuckers we ain't going for that shit. Stop playing with niggas. You know what I'm saying? Don't play with us. We better play with our own self. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Shit can get crazy in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I try to tell people, man, stop playing with black people, man. We ain't the ones. You know what I'm saying? We tired of this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I hope he get free. I hope he beat the case. We're going to see. Hopefully we can catch the case when it comes. Like I said, free nigga Karmelo Anthony. He set on bond, but he wanted the whole charges acquitted for self-defense. And they did it with motherfucking is it George Zimmerman shit? You know what I'm saying? So hey, we gotta protect our people, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, we lost a lot of people to crimes like this. You know what I'm saying? So when we want our peace and to leave us alone, leave us the fuck alone. We have to be hood outside, big Christian gang outside shit.
Hey, Dad, you know, dog, when we link up, dog, this shit be legendary. You know this instrumental, you the engineer on it, so Kodak everywhere.